What's up, world? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast. And let's get into this real quick with James Harden, man. As this guy continues to pull his latest antics and, fall flat on his face. Never fails. But before I continue to talk about this, I want to ask you guys to do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. And also hit that notification bell so you guys can continue to get the latest when I drop my sports media takes. Now, we know James Harden, man. When this guy doesn't get his way, he just straight up acts like a spoiled, you know what. I'm trying my best to bite my tongue with this guy. As you know, it's hard to even be mad at a guy like this. I am mad at this type of shit, but this is what the NBA allows, right? And this is why I always harp on in my videos the importance of the NBA going back to some of those old ways, or at least taking a page from the NFL when they have to stand their ground. And I believe in this situation, that's exactly what's going on. As James Harden has decided to take his fat, lame, little baby following ass, partying, fat one day, skinny the next day, ass to training camp. You know what I mean? Like, and let me tell you guys why I really think this guy is going to training camp. It's just to show face. I saw the report where Tobias Harris came out and said, based off everything, his attitude, and energy today, allowed everybody to understand that he wants to go out there and compete with us. At the end of the day, the guy does love basketball. So, of course, it's nothing for him to go to, training camp and practice and just, in that moment, indulge in basketball. If there's something he's been doing his whole life, he's not going to shy away from it. Now, his energy may be on and off, but as, I was researching, we see that, he really had his eyes set on joining those LA Clippers, right? Those Los Angeles Clippers. But obviously, we know the Philadelphia Sixers are going to ask for an arm and a leg. They are not going to just trade this fat loser to a team and not get nothing back in return. And let me tell you guys something else why I don't like about that trade before I talk about the Houston Rockets one, right? Why does Kawhi Leonard, emotionless ass, Paul George, sensitive, fragile ass, want a guy on the team who would pretty much load manage with them, right? Why? I don't understand that at all. Like, what are you guys going to get out of that? Because what you're going to have in the end are three quitters taking up half the salary cap. You guys are going to have three quitters taking up half the salary cap. And I just don't understand. I understand that Ty Lue might be the man that can get James Harden over that hump and get that loser mentality, out of him. But I just don't. I don't see it. It doesn't make any sense. You guys have seen this man quit out of Houston. You have seen this guy quit out of Jersey. You have seen this guy quitting out of Philadelphia now. I mean, like, bro, nobody. If I'm a head coach or any type of owner, I don't want this shit in my locker room. He is becoming detrimental to a team. And obviously he got fined for going out here and saying that Daryl Morey was a liar, right? He got fined for that, which was $100K, which is nothing to a guy like this who literally has had shoe deals, multiple endorsements. Then you get that Chinese money, so this guy is loaded with cash. That ain't nothing to him, right? But now we talk about the situation where the Clippers are pretty much like, hey, we're not about to give y'all all this for James Harden because no other team is pursuing James Harden like that. For real. It's not like the guy like, what's the guy just come off the Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday has the right mindset, the right attitude. He plays his hardest. He's all around game is pretty balanced on defense and offense. So there is going to be several bidding wars for Drew Holiday, right? Not a guy like James Harden, who is constantly trying to get back to his roots of just partying, being in the main spots, being in the it spots, which is Los Angeles, which is why he wants to go to the Clippers. And he also tried. So this guy has the nerves to literally go to the Houston Rockets and he made Doku and try to say that he wants to get back to being like the star that he was before he left Houston. James Harden, you fat loser. You had that in the palm of your hands and you gave all of that up because you caught an attitude. You wanted to go somewhere else. You tested the other side of the grass and you thought that it was greener. Let me tell you something. If a chick walk out on me to go be with 3 or 4 other dudes and come back to me because it's not working, I'm not taking that broad back. And I will not take this dude back at all. I will not take James Harden back. And the Houston Rockets pretty much told him like, nah, we good off you. We're not having that shit over here. You got Coach Ime Udoka, who got the Boston Celtics to the conference finals. This is a guy who has to come in and establish a culture and make the culture understand his presence and his coaching style because of him. You can't do that with a guy like James Harden because he's going to feel like he's bigger than the program. He already feels like he owns the city of Houston. So, nah, like, it's a deal that I would not make at all, right? And I believe that James Harden showed up to training camp only because he has no other options right now. Nobody wants your ass, bro. I mean, the Clippers, if anything, you can get that done, but they got the power in their hands. So they can wait to see how this thing is going to play out because we already see that James Harden wants out. So why the hell would we go all in on a guy who we know doesn't want to be there? It's just going to be not good for business. So let's get into this report where, and this is from ESPN.com where it goes, for one day at least there was no drama surrounding the Philadelphia 76ers. After skipping both the media day on Monday in Camden, New Jersey, and the opening practice at training camp at Colorado State University on Tuesday, 76ers star James Harden rejoined his teammates for the second practice on Wednesday under new coach Nick Nurse. Which takes me to another point. Nick Nurse don't want to put up with this fat sucker. Nobody want to put up with a dude like this, man. Look, this is my first day on the job. You already got rid of Doc Rivers. I'm not trying to be another candidate that loses my job. Messing with James Harden. This man almost got me cursing on here. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't want to get into the habits of this. You saw the interview with Tobias Harris. This is going to keep going on. Like, nobody wants to keep answering these James Harden questions. I'm here for me and my family. I'm not here for James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, he is a grown man. Like Tobias Harris says, if everybody's grown, then they should conduct themselves in that manner. But it just seems to me that James Harden is, he's so used to being spoiled. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I say, man. Like, when this guy was fighting to be a sixth man on the bench, coming off the bench in OKC, man, you couldn't get this guy to have this type of attitude. Give a guy some money. Give him some isolation with his own team. He becomes bigger than the program. Hey, this is what you're going to get. You're going to really become more of who you are. So this just means that James Harden was always like this. He just wasn't in the right situation at OKC to show these type of ways and attitudes, right? So it goes in. He looked good, is what Nick Nurse said. Everybody's saying that this guy is looking good, but James Harden is a magician, man. This guy has the power to turn his talent on and off and grow fat and skinny at the push of a button. Seems like I don't get this guy. They're pretty much saying that James Harden was, fully engaged, doing this thing, going through his progression, and really, proving to the team, that he wants to be there. So I asked this question: do you want to be there because you have nowhere else to go? Do you want to be there playing this hard because you don't want to come off the bench? You don't want to lose a starting position? Like, what's up with this guy? I already told y'all I think James Harden should be coming off the bench. That's just my opinion, though. A lot of people might disagree with that, but I feel like James Harden should be coming off the bench. You know what I mean? Like, and that's okay, because as these superstars or all-stars age, they don't realize, that, it might just be time to, like, hang it up sometimes. And I'm not saying that this guy isn't impactful. He did help Joel Embiid, secure his first ever MVP, which I feel like the media just pretty much played into, well, we don't want to give it to a white guy 3 times in a row. Because in my opinion, I didn't think Joel Embiid really had an MVP season. I just think that most of the black NBA players were pushing for him to get it. But this guy, whatever, that's another topic of discussion, man. I'm not going to even get into that. It's going on, and it says that nothing has changed from Harden's desire to be traded, preferably to the Los Angeles Clippers. But Nurse said, at least from his standpoint, the expectation is Harden will be remaining with the team and participating in practice next 2 days before the team heads to Boston for its preseason opener against the Celtics on Sunday. Now, let me tell you guys why I like this and why this is very, very good for business. These NBA organizations are learning to stick to their guns, stand their ground. They aren't about to let James Harden fat ass come up in here and think he about to get his way like he's been doing. I think everybody tired of James Harden, from the people in the organizations, ownerships, the refs swallowing their whistle, not giving him that weak ass call when he do that dribble step back and kick his leg out. I just feel like everybody's kind of getting fed up with the way that this guy moves. So yeah, I am happy that these NBA organizations are sticking to their guns and like telling these players no. At the end of the day, no. Like when you want to go where you want to go and you want to do what's best for you, but we have the right, especially since your fat ass opted into your contract, we have the right to do what we need to do and do what's best for the team. And these NBA players are starting to see that this shit is starting to dwindle down with all of this sensitive ass player movement, thinking I can go when I want where I want to go, especially if you abuse it. A guy like Dame Dollar, he didn't abuse it. Yes, he may not, got the chance to go to Miami, but I'm being honest, that was not going to be a good fit in my opinion. I think that he needs more of a superstar big, and I'm glad that Dame Dollar got that in Giannis Antetokounmpo. But I'm glad that the organization is on board. Everybody is pretty much against James Harden. So the best thing James Harden could do is continue to show his fat ass up to practice and be a professional, which is exactly what he's doing. And hopefully, maybe by the trade deadline, who knows, man, maybe they can get you out of there. But it just seems like the 76ers cannot catch a break, literally from Markelle Fultz, who, I don't know, he caught the yips, whatever he caught. Then you go to Ben Simmons. He lost himself, obviously messing with them damn Kardashians and whatever they got going on. Then you got a guy like James Harden. I don't know, man. The Philadelphia 76ers, they just keep always getting a guy who ends up bailing on them in some way or fashion, right? It says here, Nurse said Harden didn't give any sort of address to his teammates before practice or after arriving Tuesday night. Basically, he just showed up, did what he was supposed to do so he wouldn't get fined, like Marshawn Lynch said during the post-game conference after that football game, right? And then it goes on to say how, we already talked about this, but how Tobias Harris echoed, Harden looked nice in practice, said he didn't need Harden to say anything to the team. We're all grown men here. Harris said everybody understands the business of the game of basketball at this point. Personally, he doesn't have to address myself or anybody truthfully. And I want you guys to know during this interview, because I watched this interview, you can see the look on Tobias Harris' face. He's literally just saying what the media needs to hear to get to the next question, because this is so beneath the team right now to sit and talk about this, especially if a guy comes in. He's letting you know that this is how it's going to be all season. I'm going to come in, I'm going to pick up a ball, I'm going to dribble, I'm going to shoot. I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say coming in. I ain't got nothing to say coming out. So this is the type of cancer you guys are going to have in the locker room, but he's stuck. I don't give a damn how uncomfortable this shit gets. I would not trade this fat sucker to no team that he desires. I'm going to trade you to the team that's going to benefit my team. I'm tired of making it to the second round and then fizzling out. I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired. So what I'm going to do is do what's best for me as well as do what's best for you. And whatever is best for you, and what's not best for you, who cares? It won't be my problem once we trade that ass. But his participation, in my opinion, is addressing that. He continued. He's here, and his attitude and energy today allowed everybody to understand that he wants to go out there and compete. Oh, brother, please. I don't even want to read no more of this, man. As he has turned the organization against him, it just seems like James Harden has found himself in a messed up situation, because right now I think that the best thing he can do is continue to show up for his team, and hope that they trade him to a contending team where he can be his best version of himself, apparently, because I think that deep down James Harden just wants to party where the most important people are, which is LA. It takes the focus off basketball, in my opinion. So I think that the Philadelphia 76ers organizations is doing what's needed of them, and what other organizations are hoping that they continue to do, which is stick to their guns and stand their ground. I want you guys to do me a huge favor and let me know how you guys feel about this. Let me know in the comment section. Like always, like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let me know how you charge the game. Peace.